Welcome to Bed Crime Stories podcast. I'm your host, T. Happy Sunday. I hope you're relaxing. Do me a favor, smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to support the work I do, as I'm not currently monetized, please consider a Patreon membership. You can find out how to do that in this video's description. Her defense team called her a meddler, not a murderer. But the people who matter, the jurors, voted her a murderer and gave her life in prison without the possibility of parole. So instead of basking in her luxury condo in Miami with her devoted and equally delusional husband Harvey, Donna Adelson will be withering away behind bars in Florida. I'm talking, of course, about Donna Adelson, the lady that Ruth Markel believes was the mastermind behind her son Dan's brutal death in July of 2014. And while Donna tries to save face with her grandsons Benjamin and Lincoln by denying her involvement in their dad's paid-for murder, the fact of the matter is she's now a convicted felon and has been deemed guilty of murder. So where exactly is Donna right now? Court records show she was released to the Florida Department of Corrections the morning after she was sentenced on October 13th, 2025. Currently, Donna is being held at the Florida Women's Reception Center in Ocala. Inmates are typically transferred to their permanent facilities within 5 to 6 weeks of entering the reception center. And lucky for Donna, this reception center has air conditioning. Not all of them do. I'm assuming Donna, who is probably postmenopausal, is thanking her lucky stars for this AC. Seriously, no shade, it would be hell in there without AC. When inmate Donna Adelson arrived at the Ocala Reception Center, she was in handcuffs and probably also in a waist iron and leg irons. She was then subjected to a multi-step processing that included a 5-day reception and classification period. This was likely highly stressful for Donna. Inmates who've shared accounts of this experience online say that it's very stressful, very impersonal, and very harsh. And listen, Donna Adelson deserves that. During her warm welcome to permanent prison life, Donna was strip searched. Take your clothes off, Donna. Yes, your undies too, and then bend over and cough. As Donna was doing this, a prison guard was up close and personal staring at her derriere. This is a routine part of the intake process, and it's done to ensure that no contraband, such as weapons or drugs, is being introduced into the facility. So if Donna, say, had any Xanax stuffed up her hoo-ha, the officials would have found it during this most humiliating procedure. It's stuff like this that tells me it is not a good idea to break the law. I don't want any stranger that close to my junk. By the way, strip searches like this can happen to Donna at other times as well. Say if she leaves the facility and then returns to it. So this isn't necessarily a one-time humiliation. Donna was also fingerprinted, photographed for another mugshot, and medically and mentally evaluated. She was also forced to relinquish any personal property she may have had, like the paper bag and papers that you see her fiddling with in this video. This was Donna being transported from the Leon County Jail to court for her sentencing. And I'm imagining that the papers were her statement that she gave at sentencing. Once at the reception, she also likely got a haircut and a fresh set of prison garb, some crappy hygiene products like generic toothpaste and soap, and fresh bedding. Donna would also have been interviewed for information about her criminal history, which she of course denies having. She is probably still going through a medical and mental health screening. The officials are looking for any health issues she may have, like her notorious back pain. They're also looking for any infectious diseases and determining if she has any mental health needs. Personally, I'd like her to be given classes on how to stop pathologically lying if that's possible. Donna is the type of person who could be caught literally holding a smoking gun, and she will find a way to say that Charlie and or Wendi and or somebody else did it, and she just happened to come around the corner and somebody threw the gun at her. And of course, Donna's ace up her sleeve is her husband, Harvey, who seems to repeat whatever lies she spews, and he does it with conviction and with the angriest tone you can imagine, all in the name of love. After her initial intake, Donna was likely assigned to a temporary holding unit. During this period, she is on a form of lockdown with very limited movement or access to activities. After all the evaluations are done, Donna will be given a classification score which will tell the authorities where she needs to be imprisoned. This score will be used to assign her to an appropriate permanent facility based on the security level required. We know Mama Adelson is a dangerous felon. She's got an evil mind. The reception process in Florida typically takes around 60 days, though it can vary from a few weeks to several months depending on case factors and facility availability. We know that the powers that be do not want Donna housed in the same permanent facility as Katie McBanoa. McBanoa, as you may know, was the conduit between Donna and her son Charlie and the hired hitmen Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera. And Donna's the person who wrote paychecks to McBanoa for 2 years from the Adelson Dental Institute checkbook. Now, while in reception, Donna likely cannot have any in-person visitors, so no visits from Harvey. However, she can receive funds for her inmate account, and she can make phone calls through the Securus service. So Donna is probably glued to that phone, whining to Harvey that the jurors are imbeciles and that she was subjected to vigilante justice. Any physical letters that Harvey may send her are typically scanned, and they are provided on a tablet or a kiosk rather than delivered in their original form. Once Donna is moved to her permanent prison, Harvey must be on the approved visitation list in order to continue sending her money through services like JPay, not to be confused with JDate. So if we think that Donna talks to herself a lot during these transport rides, imagine how many private chit-chats she's having with herself in her cell. Don't you wish we could get a lip reader to tell us what she's saying back there in this enclosed space as she's looking out the window? So I want to share now what somebody who was in a Florida reception center said about it. This is from Quora. And I quote, "Reception. Prior to going to prison from jail, I went to the South Florida Reception Center. Although there were long-term inmates there," and by the way, guys, apparently Katie McBanoa is at the same reception center right now with Donna. The reception center was set up to get the new prisoners up to speed about how prison will be when they get to their own camp. This person called it a camp. Call it an acclimation period. If you can catch on quickly, you stay less time and you are transferred to your assigned camp. If you want to be stubborn or need more time, one has up to 14 days to get their mind set and then go off to their assigned camp. Nobody knows what their assigned camp is until they actually arrive. That's scary. Almost as scary as Donna's eyes when she gets up close to the window in this video. The reception center goes over general prison routine. Here are the mandatory RAPE films you must watch, and sign a paper saying you watched it. You get used to the notifications about chow, medical callouts, chapel, as it is yelled through a general intercom system. Nice. which is usually broken so you can barely understand what's being said. Also nice. And we know Donna has trouble hearing, so she's not going to know what end is up. General hygiene, making your racks, where to walk within a yellow line. The prison picture and the processing papers are done at the reception centers throughout Florida. Then you're off to your new camp somewhere in the state. Now this person says they went to Calhoun CI in Blountstown, Florida from Miami. And the person says because of the stops to other camps along the way, it took about 14 hours on a window-barred bus with no AC and a makeshift urinal in the back of the bus. And guys, this is not unusual. Prisoners are sometimes sent to other states in buses like this, with not many stops along the way. This person went on to write, quote, "I was taken so far out of my comfort zone that I was in the central time zone of the Florida Panhandle. The processing papers were given to the general office, long corridor with bulletproof glass and different sections for specific procedures. Once done, we stripped off our reception uniform, orange, into the prison uniform, also orange. Nope, I didn't understand the reasoning behind that because the uniforms were identical. I suppose they sent the original uniforms back to the reception center. I was given my dorm assignment. Those going to the same dorm were gathered together and taken as a group to that assigned dorm. At that point, you get your bunk, also known as rack assignment. You're given your blanket, pillow, and sheets, and you make up your rack as you have been taught in the reception center. If it's in the middle of the day, about 80% of the dorm is empty because the inmates are at their jobs somewhere on the compound. So there is some time to yourself and the opportunity, if you want to start getting straight with the system, to truly and brutally examine what put you here in the first place. Let's face it, Donna's not going to do that. She lies, and I think she lies to herself. Having new inmates come into a dorm is pretty routine, so nobody really sees you right away. Some will ask what put us here. Usually I found that it was the first-timers that would ask that question. The old school guy who's been back and forth in the system for quite a while doesn't bother asking. Their take is that we have to do our time, not anybody else's. Less drama and knowledge about somebody else, the better the ride is. Sometimes there is a slight difference in the routines from compound to compound, but the reception center has prepared you for the majority of how a prison operates. Then you begin doing your time. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and please subscribe to my channel.
Let me have the paperwork so you don't take your time climbing in there. Use that bumper as a step. I got you.
Put your head down.
Watch your head and just sit right there on the end and get your seatbelt on. See if you can put that to the short side. Long side, this is the long, got to go to the short. There's a little short one that you got to put this on. Got it?
Yeah.
At the click. There's your paperwork.
Thank you, sir.